Front Row Motorsports, David Gilliland. Hey, David, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Really good day today so far.
Hey, we were talking before we went on the air that your son's running a quarter midget race tonight, so you're still at the racetrack. You never really get a day off running heavy Honda and heavy, what was the other one? The heavy 160, I guess you said.
160, yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I've been spending a lot of time at the racetrack here lately. We've been testing, at least once a week for the last probably 8 weeks, and really getting into racing pretty heavy here for the last, 5 weeks. So, yeah, between that and all the testing and repaves they've thrown at us, we've had a busy couple weeks.
Well, tell me, just between you and me and about 100,000 people, does your son got a future in this thing?
I think he does. He's done good. He's won 3 in a row, and he's broke the track records out here, and he's done a really good job. He's 12 now, just turned 12, and he started racing when he was 5. And raced till he was about 8, and then kind of, just wasn't 100% wholeheartedly into it. And so we took some time off, and now he's back, and it's all he wants to do. And reminds me of a lot of myself when I was young, and just getting into racing, and still do. But when I first got that burning desire to really do it, and he's got that. And I think, in anything with any kid, as long as they have that, they can accomplish pretty much anything they want to.
Well, that's an awful lot of fun to watch your kids do stuff that, you have a passion for and have done over the years. Let's talk a little bit about the way things were at Michigan, how fast things were at Michigan with the repave and then changing to this new tires. Charlie and I talked about it earlier in the show that it seemed really kind of odd the way that NASCAR did that. Whether or not they did it on purpose or not, I don't know. But they had, great tires to go really fast, and then they decided to make a change. Did it surprise you at all that change was made?
No, it didn't. It surprised me how late in the game it was made, But, they had a problem. Goodyear had a problem. The tires were, I think they were just running so fast and had so much grip with the track that they were just building too much heat. We saw tire temperatures that we don't see on a weekly basis, and anytime they get that high, you're going to have problems. And we had some come apart in practice, had a lot of tires blistered, on a 10-lap run, and we were running much longer than that, obviously, on a fuel run. So, there was a lot of concern, and really, when you're well over 200 miles an hour getting in the corner, blowing a tire is the last thing anybody wants, from a driver's side or NASCAR, Goodyear, anybody. So, I was very, very confident in their decision to change it. It just, really just put a lot of teams in a corner, just being that we were there 3 days testing before that, and had this curveball thrown at us. But everybody had it thrown at us, and the left side tire that we raced on had a lot less grip, and it just caused some problems for many teams. But there were no blown tires, and nobody crashed really hard because of a blown tire. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
David, after practice on Friday, there were a lot of comments from drivers that that they were going fast, but didn't feel like they were going fast. Did you get a sense that you were going that much faster at Michigan this time?
Yeah, you did. Just because it's not the most bang track we go to by far, and we saw speeds. Our qualifier around 217 miles an hour getting in the corner. That's fast.
Yeah.
No matter how you skin it, it's fast. And, and at average speeds, people see 200 miles an hour and they think, well, you're going 200, but that's average on a flat track, or not a high-paying track. So, you're going really fast, and, it just felt like, you're on that edge, which is not bad. We could have raced there and been fine, but, with the tire issue, we had to get a different tire, and it definitely slowed the pace down and brought the speeds more back to, before NASCAR wanted them.
Did it really change the way that you raced the racetrack because of the higher speeds, or was it really kind of you ran the track the same way you did before, but you were just going faster?
Yeah, I mean, with them repaving it and the tire that they originally brought, you could just carry so much speed, and it was just all about momentum and carrying speed, and then once they brought the new tire, obviously had just a lot less grip. Like, to me, it felt like, 35-40% less overall grip. So then you got to back the entry up. You got to wait, a little bit longer to get back to the gas. The car's a little more out of the racetrack coming up off the corner. So, just kind of got to back everything up, and then that's where the slower times come from.
We're talking with David Gilliland, driver of the number 38 Long John Silver's Ford. And now we change gears a whole heck of a lot, go out to the West Coast to Infineon, a place that you've had good success. You've run really well out there. Matter of fact, I think your first Cup race was at Infineon as well. How long does it take you to get back into road course mode?
It's different. We only do it twice a year, but, we were fortunate enough to be able to go test a couple weeks ago at VIR and shake our car down and then knock the road course cobwebs off. And, I think we're going to be fine. Our car had a lot of speed up there. It was like about 20 Cup cars there, and we were very, very competitive with the best of the best out there. So we feel really good. Our road course cars are our newest cars as a company and as an organization. So, it's one of those tracks that I feel like I got my best shot at going in there and being really, really competitive and having a chance to win. And so I'm really excited about it. We've got 1-800 Loan Mart on the car, which is a Southern California-based company over there out of Riverside, kind of where I'm from. And so we're excited to have them guys back on board. And it's just going to be a great weekend. I'm just really looking forward to it.
It's funny you say that you're from Riverside. Did you ever get a chance to run on Riverside before it was torn up, or are you just such a young pup that you weren't able to do that?
I was there, but I was hanging on the grandstand side of the fence watching my dad race. So I've been there. I think I was there twice, but like I said, I was on the outside looking in. I wish I got to race it, man. Been back and watched some old tapes and watched some old races from there, and man, they put on a good show out there.
Yeah, that was a great racetrack. When you go and test at VIR, is it close enough to Infineon that it gives you some feel for what you're going to get there, or is it just kind of like you said, you shake the cobwebs, the road course cobwebs out by hitting lefts and rights?
Pretty much just getting used to turning left and right. We go there to make sure our brakes are seated in good. We tried some new brake pads, stuff like that. They got some good hard braking zones. But as far as being able to work on setup there and take it to Infineon, it's nowhere close. So, it's just mainly just to get the road course cars out. A lot of people build new ones each year. We don't, but we got a good road course car, but it's been sitting, for 6-8 months. So mainly just to get it out, make sure that, everything's good and it's been apart and put back together, and just make sure we don't have any small issues, because when you get out there, you're so limited on practice time. And so that's mainly it, just making sure there's no, it's shook down real well, so when you get out there, you can race the racetrack and practice and get up to speed best you can.
Well, best of luck to you this weekend, David. We'll be watching as always, and best of luck to your son tonight. Hopefully you'll take out that track record there in the quarter midgets again.
Yeah, and thanks for your time again, David. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it, and hopefully you can have me on talking about next week how good we did at Infineon.
We'll do that.
That'd be terrific. Thanks.
All right, thanks, David.
All right, thanks.
David Gilliland, driver of the number 38 Long John Silver's Ford.
Absolutely. That's why I put the notes up